Conference is continuing in Geneva in Switzerland. This year it's chaired by South Africa under Labour Minister Mildred Oliphant. Delegates are tasked with finding the right balance between protecting existing jobs and refining policies that will help create more jobs. Our reporter Liabo Setho has been covering that conference in Geneva. She spoke to the ILO Regional Director for Africa earlier today.
We need harder than probably most other continents do. What kind of issues are coming out with regards to how do we make unemployment and employment in Africa balance out?
That's a very important issue. There are several issues that the Council discusses, the conference discusses. But for us at this point in time, unemployment is a major challenge of our time in Africa. And in particular, the challenges of the lack of employment opportunities for young people. Africa is a very young population. That's a tremendous asset, especially at a time when most of the advanced countries face aging populations. It means that we've got a huge reservoir of young people, healthy, able-bodied, better educated than their own parents, but who need productive employment. So it's a very important challenge. If these young people are not provided with opportunities for productive employment, they could become a threat to the stability of the country as well.
Mr. Chuma, the buzzword that has been going around is the issue of global supply chain. Right. We know that multinationals go into different countries and they invest there, and we're trying to find out how do we create a value chain across all countries and maybe across all the member countries. Help us understand why this is critical at this particular juncture.
Well, I think it is critical because with globalization, countries are interlinked, industries are interlinked. You no longer have a single, company producing everything that it requires. It has to source from several countries. In doing so, it's extremely important to ensure that international standards are respected, international labor standards are respected, even international safety standards are respected, so that everybody benefits. I think it's also quite clear that when you look at international trade, really, if you look, for example, at the export of minerals, which is largely how our African economies have grown over the last decade also, there are several dimensions there where we don't participate very well. For example, insurance, where you insure, transportation and all. These are all dimensions of the global supply chain. So the whole idea is to make sure that there's clarity about the relationships, that there are opportunities, there's no exploitation.
Mr. Aeneas Chuma, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much indeed for your interest in our work.
Thank you. Well, that was Mr. Aeneas Chuma giving us his view on the importance of this particular conference. I cannot stress enough the particular importance at this time where governments are faced with high unemployment rates. You've heard him, he's spoken about that in Africa in particular, women and the youth are sitting at a very, very high unemployment rate. The conference will be going on until the 11th of June, and we will be giving you the details of the conference throughout the week.